Welcome to Whispering Pines Farm's YouTube channel. My name is Jennifer Johnson and I raise Shetland sheep for their wool. I'm skirting a fleece today from a ewe who's going to have her fleece go into my fleece auction, which I hold on my website. It starts June 22nd. It's going to run till June 29th. And what I'm going to do here is skirt the fleece so that you can have really close-up, first-hand knowledge of the fleece before it goes into the auction. So you can do your research, see if it's the fleece that you want, and then go from there. So this is from our ewe. Her name is Tosca, which was the year we were naming our sheep after characters from operas. I don't know a lot about opera, but I do know that the character of Tosca is a little on the wild side. And Tosca, right now, I've had ewes that convert to more even-tempered. But at this point in her life, Tosca kind of meets that character. She's very high-strung, high-spirited, trying to be positive. I couldn't lift her into the stand myself because she is big, which is unusual because she's only 2 years old. I'm really fascinated with her. She looks beautiful. I love watching her in the pasture and the barn and stuff. And she's white and she's got pretty good genetics. She is out of, let me just double check this. She's out of Tovia, who was a mother this year, and Harry. So I don't really know what that means other than Harry's got a really, really fine fleece and Tovia's got a really excellent frame. So I think that was a deliberate strategy. Tovia got extremely unruly the second time she was up on the stand. The first time she did okay. I am going to skirt some of this off. But the second time I did have to revert to the kitchen scissors because she was really getting really irritated with me and actually began biting me. So now I've said this in a couple of my videos already, but it's kind of going to be fun now for people when they come visit and they ask, do your sheep bite? And I can say, yeah, I got one out there that bites. She never actually made contact, which it probably wouldn't have hurt because I've only got one row of teeth, but I wasn't taking any chances. I was trying to be careful around her. So, I'm not sure if I said this. She's pure white, no spots or anything. And her micron was 21.3. So, it's a white fleece that really meets my standard. And her fleece, her crimp is really great. I mean, she's pretty much right where we want to be. All right, so there she is skirted. Really well holding together. You could flick this, you could comb it. I would definitely do one of those two. Her tips, I did not roo her last year, so her tips are might be bearing the ill effects of being sheared earlier than the rise last year, which causes her tips not to be pristine. They might have some, they do, I can see it right here. Just a little residue from last year's event where if you were to take it and put it on the drum carder, it would not open up, I don't think. I think you're going to want to open that up with a flicker or combs. All right, let's get a photograph of Tosca's full fleece. And I will be re-weighing this once I'm done. Roo'd fleeces look larger than sheared fleeces. And the reason for that is that when I'm rooing them, I'm taking that. It opens up the base of the lock and it just causes the fleece to expand. Whereas when they're shearing with the clippers, everything kind of stays together. It's not good or bad, it's just, I just wanted to make sure you don't get misled and make sure that you look at the weight of the fleece and not what it looks like spread out on the carding table. Okay. It's really spectacular. I've gone through, I mean, I don't even know, I don't have that many fleeces left to skirt. So I'm kind of like immune to the awe and wonder of how beautiful my fleeces are because they're so consistently beautiful. So right now I'm really kind of focused on the deadline and a little bit less on being thrilled and excited with what I have here to offer you guys. I am very excited. I think this is going to be the best auction ever in terms of what I'm putting out there because I've Roo'd so many of them. And the ones that I sheared really were ideal for shearing. So it's like there's a lot more fleeces this year and I just feel like they're really nice. I'm excited for you guys. Okay, and I'll just get a sample from that mid-rib location, which is the same spot that I get my micron samples from. So because it's a Roo'd fleece, you know, the base is nice and clean. The tip on her, since I didn't Roo her last year, there could be a little residue from last year, but I'm getting a really accurate staple length here too. And Tosca's staple is 4 inches and a little bit more. At this event I was at this weekend, I did a fiber festival, which is where some of the fiber got delivered to be made into some mill spun fiber prep. So you'll see all my bags of wool to be destined to be made into comb top are gone. But when I was there, there was a mill that was looking at my fiber. She thought it was Cormo, which I thought was high praise because it's Shetland, it's not Cormo. This fleece is really nice. Nice long staple length. I think it's going to be fun to process. Okay, so I've done all that stuff. So now we're going to bag it, reweigh it. I'm actually pretty excited about the fact that I'm going to be able to process some of her wool here at the end point. So because my comb top bags are now delivered to the mill, I could hold on to the wool for a year for next year, but I think I'm going to make it into a self-striping yarn. You can see, by the way, when Tosca rebelled, I did get the kitchen shears out. So there's a section here that is clipped, but when I cut it, I make sure I stay within, let me just make sure I say this correctly. I make sure when I cut it that I am cutting it right on the rise. So you're not going to get any pills, neps or noils from, you know, residual fiber that's after the rise. I only had, let's see, there was Electra, Adele, Tosca I had to cut with the clippers. Oh, that Despina, that little fawn cat nugget. Sheep. All right, so that was Tosca. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you can come back soon.